Hello students, hope you are understanding Macbeth better. We have already covered 4 scenes. The drama has picked up momentum now. So today in this video I am going to discuss scene 5. This is a very important scene because the audience is going to be acquainted with a new and a very important character, that is Lady Macbeth, Macbeth's wife. Just like the witches had influenced Macbeth, we will see that Lady Macbeth also has a great influence on Macbeth. So often she is called the fourth witch. She is referred to as the fourth witch of the play. So this scene revolves around Macbeth's ambition. It takes place in Inverness, which is Macbeth's castle. Lady Macbeth is reading a letter sent to her by Macbeth. The letter has revealed 3 things. First, that the witches have met Macbeth, the predictions that the witches have made, and the partial fulfillment of the predictions. But he in the letter did not mention the prophecies which were told to Banquo. He mentions that since he considered Lady Macbeth as his dearest partner of greatness, he felt it necessary that she should know every detail of what has happened to her, and he did not want her to miss out on anything that has happened so far. So this phrase, dearest partner of greatness, is very important. It holds very true. Why? Because she is really going to be his partner in crime. It further reveals the close bond that both Macbeth and Lady Macbeth share. And he asks her to keep this a secret until he comes and tells her further. Now, Lady Macbeth's reaction is what is called a monologue. Now she is going to speak. She's speaking rather. That is a monologue. She says that he is already the Thane of Glamis and Cawdor and shall be the king. So as promised by the supernatural sisters, weird sisters. But what she fears is that his nature, that is Macbeth's nature, which is full of human kindness. Lady Macbeth goes on to analyze Macbeth's nature, which she says, just like I said, too full of human kindness means he is very kind-hearted. He will not take the shortest route, shortest way, the wrong way to fulfill his ambition. So she says that it's not that she does not have ambition, but that ambition without the strong drive of fulfillment. He has ambition. He wants to become the king of Scotland, but he does not have that strong push, that strong drive to achieve that. Then she believes that her husband will never adopt wrong means to fulfill his ambition. He knows what is to be done, but is scared to do it. So from her analysis, we can conclude, we can clearly see that the bond between them is very great, they are very close to each other. She knows him too well, and she knows to what extent Macbeth can go. She wants him to come quickly so that she can pour her strength into his, change his will, her ambition, and incite him to commit the heinous crime, that is the murder of Duncan, and thus fulfill the third prophecy of the witches, that is to become the king of Scotland. Now, here we see that she is acting as an agent of fate, that is the fourth witch. She plays the stronger partner here, that is stronger than Macbeth, making Macbeth more vulnerable, weak next to her. So if Lady Macbeth and Macbeth are compared, we find that Macbeth is very weak, he is more vulnerable. He submits himself to her. Now, while she is thinking, musing about, a messenger comes and delivers her the news that Duncan is going to visit the castle that night. She becomes very excited because she feels that the opportune moment has come which will help her to fulfill her plan, that is the fulfillment of the third prophecy. Again, there is a monologue by Lady Macbeth which reveals to the audience her inner thoughts. She uses a metaphor where she compares the messenger to a raven. Raven is a bird of omen, a black bird, looks like a crow. So just like the raven announces something bad is going to happen, so the messenger has also announced the fatal entry of Duncan to the castle. Then she calls on the spirits to remove her womanhood and fill her from top to bottom with deep cruelty so that there is no room for repentance or guilt, and to make her blood thick and stop all the feelings of regret and doubt, so that there's no feeling of conscience, no feeling of guilt, so that nothing can sway her from her path. And she further calls them to change her milk from her breast to bile, which is bitter. That means she wants to become completely emotionless so that she will be able to carry out the heinous crime, or she will be able to incite Macbeth, encourage Macbeth to do the crime. Then she uses a personification and calls on the dark night to spread over so that her sharp knife cannot be seen, okay, and cannot see the wound that she is going to make, so that heaven or goodness cannot peep through that blanket and stop her from doing the deed. So this speech reveals that Lady Macbeth is a very strong character. She is one of the most powerful women characters that Shakespeare has etched so far. So we see that Macbeth enters and she addresses him in exactly the same way as the witches had done. So this sends a chill through the audience who are already set in the dark world. They're already prepared to their mind, prepared to feel or prepare themselves they're preparing themselves for a heinous act. So, and they're already they are seeing Lady Macbeth standing alone, and with Macbeth there's darkness, and she's addressing him as same as the witches have done, so reading the letter. So this creates an imagery of evil destruction. And the conversation you all will see in your text, the conversation between Lady Macbeth and Macbeth is very short sentences, which Shakespeare really wants to intensify the drama. That's why intensify the moment of the drama. So the sentences are very short and crisp. So Lady Macbeth very confidently tells Macbeth that Duncan will not be able to see the morning sun. So sun tomorrow means the next day. So here she uses a metaphor where she describes Macbeth's face as a book where people can read strange things. So she asks Macbeth to be hypocritical, put on a welcoming appearance when Duncan comes so that his real intentions are not revealed. She uses a simile saying that look like an innocent flower. So just be like an innocent flower. Okay, and metaphor that be a serpent under it means you have to be vicious and poisonous like a serpent, a snake under that flower. So people are going to see the flower, but there is actually a serpent, evil thing under that. So she tells Macbeth to look very innocent, very pleasant, and very nice, good, but to be evil inside, to be evil. Then she tells Macbeth that he should put everything into her hands, all the responsibility of Duncan in her hands, and this would allow them to have, if it is done, then they would have a very peaceful and royal nights further ahead. And the last lines are of Lady Macbeth clearly reveals that she takes full control of the situation. So this reverses her role from a woman to a man in action. Macbeth takes a more passive role. So this is what the entire scene is about. Now, as far as the importance of the scene is concerned, we can clearly see that first time the audience has met Lady Macbeth. Builds up tension and climax because it is gradually the third prophecy, fulfillment of the third prophecy is happening, and it reveals Lady Macbeth's character, which is formidable. She's ruthless, she's ambitious, she's very determined, and This scene also reveals, as I said, the bond, close bond that Macbeth and Lady Macbeth share. The audience also get a glimpse of Macbeth's vulnerable side. Okay, they have just seen Macbeth as a strong warrior who has fought 2 battles and he's been praised for that, but he has a vulnerable side next to his wife, which is highlighted by Lady Macbeth. His dependence on her is revealed because he doesn't want to keep anything a secret and wants to reveal it to Lady Macbeth. Then they also come to know, the audience is coming to know, they're getting a hint that a plotting is being done to kill Duncan. There are various poetic devices, like I said, monologue, which are lines from 14 to 29. There's a metaphor from 37 to 39, 61 to 62 and 65, and simile. So this is what the entire scene 4 is about. Scene 5 is about. If you have understood it properly, if you have liked the lesson, do subscribe to my channel and give a like. Thank you.